بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون. Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 22. In this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives another 4 proofs that you should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at some of His other favors that He has done on everyone. And those 4 favors are basically that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created for you the earth as a bed, easy for you to tread and sleep and so on. وَالسَّمَاءَ بِنَاءً, the sky as a roof. And He has sent down from the above rain that we take benefit from, and from the earth, vegetation and fruit and all sorts of things. So these are the favors, 4 different favors that Allah has done on every single person. Everyone take benefit from this. As long as they're breathing, they're taking benefit from it. So this should automatically turn you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a person who is a grateful person, who is the one who thank you when a favor is done on them. So this is basically, it makes sense, it's rational. And that's why these are called dalail aqaliyah. So these are which are rational proofs. So you should turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that very reason. Now in here, I didn't want to go to the ayah directly, even though the ayah is very easy. Even if you just read the translation of it, it does not require much for us to talk about, except the last part, which is فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا. So this is the one topic that we need to little bit explore on. However, there are a few things that I want to address on, which is fed to the people, those people who go to schools, universities and colleges. Of those things is the Big Bang Theory, that how the earth came to existence. So this is one. And the other one, some of the criminals out there, they use this ayah to say that, oh, your Quran is saying the earth is flat, so you believe in the flat earth, while the earth is round. Yeah. So these are 2 things that inshallah we'll tackle to some extent. Of course, we cannot go deep. One, we don't have time. The other is it's become too technical for most of us to understand. So we'll just go in a very easy manner. There is one guy who became Muslim. I think he's Greek. His name is Hamza Tzotis. He has written a beautiful article, and the place is called Sapiens Institute. He has given it this name, that the divine certainty, a Quranic and philosophical argument for God. So this is basically his title for this article, and he has put it in a very beautiful manner for those people who wants to read it in details they can. So he says, in order to give this argument for Allah, in order to give this argument that there has to be a God in order for world to come to existence. So he starts off with this scene. He says that imagine you find yourself sitting in a corner of a room. The door that you enter through is now closed and seized. And there is no way of entering or exiting anymore. Around you are wall, a cold wall. There's nothing. Meaning, take this example of this room, so we make it easy. These doors, they are, when you enter, you're all alone. There is nothing whatsoever. Completely empty. No lights, no fans, nothing like that. All the doors are locked. There are no windows, nothing. So everything has become like a walls. 4 walls. You're sitting in the middle of 4 walls. Because of the boredom, you fall asleep for a few hours, and then you wake up, and suddenly you find a bench or desk. On top of that there is a computer, and the computer says that this bench or this desk and this computer came from nothing. So this is what he says. So there, if you think, there are few possibilities that you can think about. One, you just believe that it came from nothing. That's one. Another is that these things that's out there, they created themselves. This is another possibility. And third is that someone from outside, or there is other source or cause that this thing happened because of it. So these are 3 basically things that you believe in. These are 3 choices for you. You choose either of them. Similarly, in the Quran, Allah brings this example. He talks about the human being, how he came to existence. So he says about this in similar fashion. He says, أَمْ خُلِقُوا مِنْ غَيْرِ شَيْءٍ. Have you been created from nothing, basically? Did you come to existence from nothing? This is one. Or أَمْ هُمُ الْخَالِقُونَ. Or you are the creator of yourself. Yeah, and this is the 2 arguments that comes at the beginning. There are other 2, but let's understand these things. How it's just stupidity that if you think nothing can create something, it does not make sense. Like 0 plus 0 plus 0 is equal to 3, or is 0 equal to 0? Yeah, so nothing can't do anything. So this is gone. This, you cannot believe in that. If you believe in that idea, you need to go to mental hospital. Yeah, so this idea is gone. Now the other one is left, that this computer and this desk, it created itself. So this is another possibility that you can think about. Now there is a long discussion on this. Yeah, أَمْ هُمُ الْخَالِقُونَ, did it create itself? Now, if this thing created itself, how did a non-created, like, it does not make sense. For example, if I was to say this phone created itself, so it means there was another phone like this, that was already there. Yeah, because this phone cannot create itself unless it was already there. Even the explaining is so hard and difficult. Like, for example, you saying that your mom gave birth to herself. Like she was born before she gave birth to herself. It does not make sense. It's just sheer stupidity. Or if you will go in that direction, like for example, we say this phone created itself, then there has to be another phone, there has to be another one, and the cycle goes on and on and on, and it never ends. There will be a creator upon creator upon creator upon creator. Like it's like a big circle. So there has to come an end. Or they give an example, yeah, that you see there is a sniper who has got his shot ready and he's about to shoot someone, yeah, or get his target. So he radios the headquarters that I got the thing and I'm about to shoot. Do I have permission? So the headquarters guy says that we need to ask our superiors. So they ask their superiors. And they say, wait, we need to ask our superiors and our superiors. And would this shooter ever be able to shoot? No, he will be stuck there. He won't be able to do anything. So it does not make sense that there is another creator or it created itself. It cannot create itself. It does not make sense. There has to be another choice, which is basically there are other two which are connected together. That either created by another human beings, then who created the human beings? So it goes back to that same problem. Or the last one, which is the only option, that there was someone or something which created this, which was not created. Yeah, and this is called God. Someone which was already there. No one created him. No, he is not dependent on anyone. And this is basically, if you go to Allahus Samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad. Allah, the eternally refuge. He was not begotten, and he neither had a father. He neither had a son, neither he had a father. So this is basically what our concept is. And this is the only rational way. Like this desk and this computer we talked about, it could not create itself, yeah? It's easy to understand that way. And it didn't come from nothing, it came from something. There has to be someone or something outside that it created this. Yeah, does that point make sense? Yeah. Okay, easy to understand, even though it's very difficult to explain. But okay, this was one thing. There are other, it explained it in lots of details, but let's do the first portion of it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, الَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُمُ الْأَرْضَ فِرَاشًا, in brackets, he who made for you the earth a bed and the sky as a ceiling. وَالسَّمَاءَ بِنَاءً. Now in here, some of the criminals that's out there, they use this argument to say that your Quran, your belief affirms, and this is like, they say this is like the only opinion, like this is your opinion, that the earth is flat. That's why it says firasha, meaning like a bed or something which is straightened out. One, this is for us to understand, yeah, are we living on like a moon or like Mars or somewhere where the earth has to be, if we were told that it is flat, then it will be that way. We are living on the earth. No matter how we look, it looks smooth and nice and flat. This is one view. This is our view. It's like the first person experience Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about. Allah has made it firasha for us, but like Allah even explains later on. From this we do growth. In this we are able to survive. Like Allah, it comes in other places. So this is one tackle of it, that it talks about our experience, how we are getting on, how we taking benefit from it. It is not talking about how the shape and how the thing is. And there are other ulama that a long time ago, about 1,000 years ago, there was a Shaykh or Mufassir of Quran, his name is Imam Ibn Hazm. He, and there are others, yeah, he believed that the earth is not flat, and he bought an ijma' on it. So this is about 1,000 years ago. There's another one, Ibn Taymiyyah, about 700 years ago. Yeah, similarly, he brings a quote from a person. His name is Ibn Munada. It's important for you to know these, yeah, because you will be given this question and you will have doubts. So it's important for us to understand. There was another one. He was a student of Imam Ibn Hanbal. They had similar, and they actually bring an ijma' on it that the earth is not flat. Yeah, it is, some say like a watermelon shape, some say like an egg yolk and so on, but they did not believe that it was flat. It was talking about more of our experience, how do we see it, how we take benefit. Even if you read Tafseer Ibn Kathir, talks about the similar situation that we take benefit from. And they use an ayah in Quran where it says, خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ بِالْحَقِّ يُكَوِّرُ اللَّيْلَ عَلَى النَّهَارِ وَيُكَوِّرُ النَّهَارَ عَلَى اللَّيْلِ. So they use this yukawwir, that this is like a wrapping. Like, you know, on the turban we have this, yeah, like إِذَا الشَّمْسُ كُوِّرَتْ, on the day of judgment, when the qiyamah starts, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will wrap up the shams, the sun. Yeah, so they talk about that same thing, that this is like the wrapping of the turban. So similarly, like how the night takes over the day and the day takes over the night, so it's talking about this round kind of situation. So they use this ayah actually to give a proof that it is actually more evident from the ayahs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran that the earth is not flat. So they use these things. So basically the idea and the information that I want to give in here, that those people who say your Quran and your literature is saying that the Quran, your earth is flat, this is wrong, because we had the ulama a long time ago where they still were confused. We had the ulama, they had this opinion and they gave it out. It's out there. It's not like someone has written it right now. Yeah, this is one. And the other one is those people who throw the Big Bang theory at people's faces. Oh, how did we start? How did the earth come to? Oh, it became because of Big Bang theory. How did that come to an existence? That those molecules or quantum, whatever that thing is, how did those particles come? It has to have a start. Who started that? What those things came from? So it goes back to that same point. It has to be someone who was not created, who was not dependent on anyone. Yeah, there was a long time ago, there was another theory, it's called steady state theory, which was like the earth was there forever. But now this another theory has taken over, which is the Big Bang theory. Meaning it started somewhere, meaning it's been created and it's dependent. Yeah, so this requires someone who is not created and he has the full power and he does not need it. Yeah, he is completely independent of all those things. So I think it was a bit difficult session, but inshallah it will be beneficial for most of you. May Allah forgive shortcomings and accept the good from us. We'll start the ayah next lesson, inshallah.